Hi, I'm Terry Carter, and welcome to your first lesson in the 23 Ultimate Chord Progressions. I'm happy that you decided to join me, and I'm real excited to jump into this course. Our first chord progression is in the style of knocking on heaven's door. I think it's really cool. I'm going to play it for you, and then we'll talk about the chords, the strum pattern, and then we'll play with the backing tracks. All right, so check this out. 1, 2, 3. First thing I want to do is grab our tuning notes. So we got first string A, second string E, third string C, and the fourth string is G. You might notice my fourth string sounds a little low. I have a low G on my ukulele. If you have a high G, it's no problem. These are going to sound great with either one. Your first chord here is the G major. Just one of the most important chords here on ukulele. It just sounds, just sounds great. The way I'm doing it is I'm playing my open fourth string. My first finger's here on the third string, second fret. My second finger's on the first string, second fret. And then my third finger's on the second string, third fret. So G major. And we're going to play that one for an entire measure, so a total of 4 beats. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Then we're going to jump to the second chord, which is our D major chord. And what this is my first finger here is barring the fourth and the third string here at the second fret. It's a little unusual the way I finger it. If you want to finger it the way I do, that's fine. I'll show you a couple other ones. And then my second finger's here on the second string, second fret. And then my first string is open. The key with the D chord is just to make sure that whatever fingering you use, whether you use 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 4, is that you're covering the second fret here on the second string. And then leaving the first string open. So D, and that's for a whole measure. Then you go to the A minor chord for 2 measures. And the A minor chord is actually a fairly simple chord on the ukulele. I just take my second finger and place it here on the fourth string, second fret, and then open, third, open, second, and open, first. And that's it. This chord is going to get 2 entire measures. So it's going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 2, and 3, 4, and. All right? The second half of the song goes back to the G for a measure, so nothing new there. Then to the D. Then it goes to the C chord. So instead of the A minor, it goes to the C chord on the second half. And it's going to just go open fourth, open third, open second. So that's easy enough. And then my third finger's here on the first string, third fret. C. And I'm going to play that for 2 measures. So it's going to go C, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. All right, so that's the entire progression. It's just 8 measures long, and it just repeats over and over again. Let's talk about the strumming. For this one, I'm going to use my first finger, and you might notice that I'm strumming right here where the body and the neck of the ukulele meet. I just think it sounds really good right there. It sounds full, it sounds nice and warm. If you're more comfortable strumming a little bit farther back, that's okay, or even a little farther up, that's okay, but I prefer to do it right here, and I'm just using my first finger as I mentioned. So this strum pattern is just something you have to get down, and it's just a quarter note on beat 1, eighth notes on beat 2, and eighth notes are always played with a down up, not always, but for the majority of the time, and then quarter note on beat 3, eighth notes on beat 4, which is down, up. Okay, so what we got here is we just got down, down, up, down, down, up. So that's one entire measure. Okay? If I was counting it, it would be 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Then I go to the D chord for one measure. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then I go to the A minor for two measures. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Then when we play the second half of the song, it's just the same G chord again. So down, down, up, down, down, up, and then I go to the D chord again. Down, down, up, down, down, up, and then remember this is a new chord here, C, and it's 1, 2, and 3. One more time, 1. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole thing. Before we try it, let's go ahead and just play this rhythm just on a G chord, just to make sure you got this pattern. We're just going to loop it on a G chord. 1, 2, nice and slow. 3, 4, and down, down, up. 1, 2, and 3. Nice, relaxed wrist. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. All right, now. Let's go ahead and play it nice and slow. No backing track yet. We'll do that in a minute. But here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Now the G, and now D. Now the A minor. Remember, two measures here. Now back to the G. Now D. Now here's your C chord. G chord again. This is a repeat now. Now here's your A minor. 3. Now back to G. Now there's your C chord. Remember your C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that ends on a G chord. All right, now what I want to do is play with the backing track. What I love about the backing tracks is that they really keep us honest and really keep us playing with a steady tempo. This is a slow backing track. I'm going to do the entire progression 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now the D chord. A minor. Time, down, down, back to the G. Now here's that C chord. Repeat it again. Nice and relaxed. I want to talk about the chords for a second. We're in the key of G major, and I want to talk about this in these lessons. So not only are you learning some chords and strum patterns, but also getting a little bit of theory. So the G is our one chord because we're in the key of G. The next chord is D, and that's what we call the 5 chord. And the way you figure that out is just count up alphabetically G, A, B, C, and D. Remember, in music, we just have 7 chord notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then after G, it repeats back at A again. Okay? But since we're starting on G, G, A, B, C, D. So D is the 5 chord. And then that 3rd chord is the A minor. And in the key of G, A minor is the minor 2 chord. So the first half is G, 1, to the 5 chord, which is D, and to the minor 2, A minor. Then the second part goes to G again, which is your 1 chord, remember. Then to D, which is your 5. And then it goes to C. And C is your G, A, B, C. And that's your 4 chord. Remember, everything is based off the tonic chord or the 1 chord, which is G. So this is you're gonna see these chords over and over again. 1, 5, minor 2, and 1, 5, 4. So many songs have these particular chords in it. Okay? What I like to do now is push this a little bit, and I want to try this now with the fast backing track. 1, 2, 3, and. There's A minor. 1, 2, 3, and. Now the C chord. 1, that's 1 time now. Now repeat. A minor. Now the C chord. Halfway there. Stay with me. And 1, 2, 3, and. One more time. Here we go. And. Big end in here and stop on the G chord. Okay, so we got a few things to work on. Getting those chords down, get them memorized if you don't, and locking in that strum pattern. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll see you in the next lesson.